I am halfway through the video and I realized that I started doing wrong eyeshadow on this side, so I have to start all over again. I am struggling to speak today. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is ARDEN and I am a bookstagrammer, a booktuber, and a Wattpad writer, so follow me on Wattpad if you want to. My social media links are down below. Today we are going to be talking about 12 books. I didn't read that much in July. I had my first 8 exam, but we're still here. We read 12 books. It's fine. So for today's makeup, I've decided to do Clap When You Land inspired makeup. It's gonna be very simple. I'm not gonna do crazy eye makeup. Now, if you're not new here, I just want to say my bearded dragon Lucifer is not here today. She's been gone for 2 days. She is getting spayed so that she won't have eggs anymore, because when she has eggs, she's very hormonal. They postponed her surgery 2 times already. Hopefully she's gonna get the procedure done today, and the recovery process takes 6 weeks. So because she's not here, there are gonna be crickets in the background. She hasn't managed to eat them, and I feel like I've been raising them ever since they were little. They were so tiny and now they're like this, and they started making noise, and I love them. I love hearing them every day and every night because they're so cute. Now let's get on with the video because I spent already too much time talking. This month I've told you guys that I'm going to be incorporating my Wattpad journey a little bit more and books on Wattpad. I want to promote more books, I want to read more books, and obviously July wasn't the ideal month for me to read books, but I managed to read 2 books on Wattpad, and one of them is After the Fall by Leslie Lee Sanders. That book is a self-described, self-proclaimed gay dystopian romance, and I actually really like it. It's a very cool book. It follows a society that has to start living underground. There's a lot of toxins in the air, and basically they have to stay underground, and they are being led by this evil person leader who doesn't care about his people, only that he stays in control. And our main character Connor is actually best friends with this guy Vince. They're also like partners when it comes to being soldiers. They work in groups and teams. They aren't supposed to really be together. It has that forbidden love trope. It's an exciting read. I really recommend you to read it. I enjoyed it so much, and it's written by a Black author, and it features also Black characters, which I love. And I don't often get to read LGBTQ books as much as I would want to, so it was really nice to read a book that features that representation as well. I would definitely recommend you to read it. The link will be down below. The second book that I've read is Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson. If you've read The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender, you know how it follows different generations in the family, like it follows the grandmother, the parents, the child. Basically, this book has it the same way. We follow the characters through history and their struggles with racism and being accepted, and it has teen pregnancy. It was nice to get all of these perspectives. This book was very compelling, to say the least. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't really read historical fiction that much, especially if it's not that heavy on romance, because I would only read historical fiction if it's like romance heavy, you know. But last month I read Binti, and I was really inspired to reach out of my comfort zone and try different genres, try new things, to see what I like, to expand my taste, to get to know myself better. And so I did just that, and it worked. The next book I actually buddy read with Cozy Becks, and it is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. This is the first book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians, I think. I personally enjoyed it so much. It was nice going back to old books that I've read years and years ago. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. I was really in the mood for middle grade, which you will see in this July wrap-up. I read a lot of middle grade books, and Percy Jackson I think was just the start of it. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars, not because it was a reread and because I already knew what was gonna happen and that's what made it not a 5-star read, but because I think I watched the movie so many times that I already was kind of sick of the first book and the story in the first book. It was so fresh in my mind because I rewatched the movie recently. Then I read The Capture by Catherine Lasky. This is the first book in the Guardians of the Ga'Hoole series. Now this is also a movie. This is a middle grade series. It follows the perspective of owls, and it has 16 15 books in total. So there's a lot of books, but they're very short. The first book follows our main character, Soren, who is just a very young owl who barely hatched. Just when he was about to start, branching, his brother shoves him out of the nest and he falls down from the tree and gets kidnapped by evil owls and is forced to become a slave. Oh my goodness, I almost said wants to. Who would want to become a slave? Arden, get your shit together. And he needs to find a way to escape. He befriends this other owl and basically things happen. Before I dive into the other books in the series, because I read 2 more, I have to acknowledge the reviewers and their critique and something that they pointed out. Basically, if this wasn't told from the perspective of owls and if it was told from the perspective of humans, this book could be very problematic. We have these snakes who are enslaved. Obviously, it would be very problematic and are conditioned to call the owls masters. It is an honor to serve them. Kind of reminds me of Dobby and the elves in the Harry Potter series. Then we also have jokes how owls are superior to wet pooping birds. This could also relate to kind of, race superiority. So this is something that needs to be pointed out in case you guys want to read this book for yourself. But it's a middle grade series that is also a movie, which is what actually drew me to it. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars because the first book was quite enjoyable. I started reading it because of, I needed something to distract me and something easy to read. I was so into middle grade and I've been wanting to read for a very long time and I finally got the chance to. Then we have The Journey, which is the second book that follows the owls that are escaping from this school for young owls. They are trying to get to the guardians, and these guardians of Gahul protect owls from evil owls. Anyway, they go to these owls to warn them and tell them about these evil owls being led by somebody. It's just an adventure book, I guess. Next we have Riot Baby by Tochi Onyebuchi. I'm sorry, my accent makes it very hard for me to pronounce this name or any other names as well. So I mean no disrespect. Riot Baby, I rated 3 out of 5 stars. Again, I tried to read something different, something that I wouldn't normally pick up. And Riot Baby, I've seen everybody talk about it. There's been so much hype around this book and I just wanted to give it a chance. It's not that this book is bad, it's actually not bad, but I don't have the brains for it. I usually listen to audiobooks on 2.8, sometimes 3 times speed, but when reading this book I had to listen to it on 1.5. I just got so confused sometimes. It's me, it's not the book's fault at all. I don't know what happened, I just couldn't keep up with the story and the constant switching of point of views, especially on audiobook, was kind of confusing to me. Up next is The Rescue by Catherine Lasky. I rated this book 4 stars. This is where one of the mentor owls goes missing and they have to rescue him and they learn more things about him. The next book I read is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I didn't plan on reading it at all. Did it for a video, so that happened. This is a little bit lower than this one. Deal with it, Arden. It's fine. It's fine. Don't make a fuss. You're gonna ruin it. Leave it before you ruin it. Perks of Being a Wallflower. I didn't really enjoy it that much. I tend to not like books that don't have either a heavy or a good romance plot or a trope that I enjoy. Contemporary fiction is not something that I tend to gravitate towards. It's not something that I tend to enjoy, and I don't pick it up on my own unless I have to. It was 3 out of 5 stars for me. It was average, wasn't mind-blowing. I wouldn't reread it again. I know this is an unpopular opinion. I know Bex is probably going to kill me for saying that, but it's not my cup of tea. Book 8 I read is The White Carnation by Anthony Horowitz. This is a novella for the Alex Rider series. And White Carnation I enjoyed, but then the next novella that I read, which was Christmas at Gunpoint, nothing interesting, nothing groundbreaking. Moving on. Next I read Para Pomoc, which is a book about first date that has graphic images that I don't want to traumatize you with. I had to pass this exam and I finally did. I took classes 4 years ago. After finishing that book, I read Stormbreaker by Anthony Horowitz. This is the first book in the Alex Rider series and I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. Like I said, I am craving middle grade. The first half of the book was really slow. I had struggled with it, honestly. The first half of the book was like, I don't really care. Like, the main character, if the main character's uncle died, he should probably be a little bit sad. I get that it is a middle grade book, but grief is still a thing. And just touch up on it, because it felt like Alex didn't really care that his uncle died, that the person who had been raising him had died. And I also would like more background on Alex, like his parents, what happened to them. Like, let me know, you know, or maybe I just missed it for some reason, don't know, possibly, because I'm such a sloppy reader these days. I feel like I keep missing everything. I keep forgetting stuff. And with the second half of this book, let me just tell you, Alex Rider is a boy whose uncle dies, and then he realizes that his uncle was a spy. They send him on a mission instead, the mission that his uncle died on. Because, you know, send a kid to do an adult job that adult has lost his life over. And I thought this was going to be a lot more complicated, a lot longer. This was going to drag on. We're going to have him stay over a few days, and we're going to have meaningless story plot progression, you know, meaningless scenes that don't really progress the plot. I was wrong. It was, the second half was very fast-paced. It was fun, it was fast, but I rated it 3 out of 5 stars because it just wasn't my cup of tea. I wasn't really enjoying it that much. Like I said, in July I really struggled with liking books and reading books that I enjoyed. I just wasn't in the mood to read, so my ratings were really low. And the last book that I read is a Wattpad book. It is The Quiet Sea by Anna Flack. The Quiet Sea is a short horror story about this main character. I'm not even sure if it's a boy or a girl, but this main character goes to this abandoned island, and suddenly they have trouble sleeping, and they have this feeling they're not alone. And it has 15 story parts. It's very short. I love it. It's written as like a diary or a letter to themselves. It's a diary basically, and I really enjoy it. Yeah, I liked it. Check it out. There's not really much else to say. I don't want to really spoil anything, but it sends shivers up my spine, down my spine. What's the saying? What's the difference? Read it if you want to. The link will be down below. Anyway guys, we've come to the end of this video. This is my makeup, and Clap When You Land is the inspiration for the cover. Obviously, I didn't do much. I ran out of my white eyeliner, unfortunately. I can't wait to get to this book, hopefully in August. But I don't know, I'm very mood-ready right now. Don't really know what I'm craving. I'm in a slump. I also had received 7 review requests. A lot of them I will say no to, but a few of them I have to read. We'll see when I get to this one, and when I get to You Should See Me in a Crown, and when I get to A Song Below Water, and so many other books. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you'll be having an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!